Welcome, everybody. It's week 12. It is Monday, November 6th. I'm sorry I'm taping this a little bit later than usual, but this weekend, as you may be able to see behind me, I was busy doing the Run Disney Wine and Dine weekend. So anyway, back to normal. Everything is back in shape. So we're going to take a look at what's going on this week. You are in the middle still of working on your FAR, your formal analytical report. And so we are in week 12, and let's take a look first at the syllabus just to orient ourselves in time. We really basically have 3 weeks left of the semester. No pressure, whatever. But this is work week for the draft. And I want to see as full of a draft as I possibly can this week. I know that, it may be not 100% done, but the more you can get done and get my feedback on, the better you're going to be in the long run, because of course you're going to have more feedback on what you have and you can make those corrections and changes and whatever. So this coming weekend, you'll be submitting your draft of the FAR. I will be getting you feedback on the introductions that you turned in last week. I'm going to try to get those done fairly quickly this week, maybe even later this afternoon, so that you can have that input as well. Another thing to keep in mind for what is coming up is, of course, you do have the presentation that you're going to record about your FAR as well. And that really is the best way to think of it. You are taking the exact same thing that you're doing for the formal analytical report, and you're turning it into a presentation. So this is not a new assignment. This is not something radically different. You are going to have to make a PowerPoint for it. And I'll go over a little bit more about PowerPoint stuff next week. But the content is not anything new. So you're not having to do all new research or anything of that sort. I don't think there's a ton of stuff in the modules that we need to go over, but let me show you what's there so that you can take a look at it and get some extra help. In the week 12 learning materials, of course, there's no new reading assignments, but I have provided a guide to the FAR, the link back to that full piece of information. The other thing, of course, that we're working on, one kind of final separate assignment, is your resume and cover letter assignment. And so I've got some helpful information about resumes, cover letters, things of that nature. And then also a good infographic on what it means to write a rough draft, because a lot of people don't think of a rough draft as being essentially it is the document. Sometimes when we put that word draft on it, it makes it less seem less important. The other thing I wanted to do this week was share a little bit of fun info about Microsoft Word. So I'm going to also share Word with you here. Let me switch. There we go. We should be sharing Word now. This is a little quick tutorial. We have used the headings before. I've talked about how to do that, but I want to talk a little bit about how you can use those headings to make yourself a nice official table of contents. So I'm gonna change out everything like I normally do, and then I double space. We're gonna center this, and we're gonna bold our title, unbold. Of course, the first thing is your full name, Sally student. We have the Department of English, LSSC. We have the course. Oops. We have my name. And we have the date. So I'm just going to use today's date. All right, so we have talked before about making sure that we're doing all the things with the computer. We're having the computer do most of the things for us. So we're going to insert our page break. We're going to try. There we go. Oh, I haven't put the header with the page number yet. I'll do that real quick in a second. Repeat the title. And then we have our actual text. Typically you're going to have regular, in the FAR, you're going to have regular paragraphs. So I'm going to indent the first line and I'm going to do kind of like, this would be my introductory paragraph. And then we're going to put in some headings and subheadings. So this is going to be heading 1, and this is going to be background information. And then let's say that I have a subheading for that with history, and then I'm going to have my double spaced, switch me back out, double spaced paragraph. So I'm going to tab over. I'm going to have some visuals in here. I'm going to have some possibly tables, possibly bulleted lists. Who knows what kind of text you're going to end up with, because it's all going to depend on your topic. Let's put in another subheading for current situation. And we're going to do the same thing again. In fact, I'm just going to copy this. And then let's go to our next heading, big heading. Let's say, let's call it a research overview. You may have completely different headings and subheadings. You may not have headings or subheadings, although in this report, you probably should at least have headings. Even if you don't have subheadings, I would have, divisions for your FAR. So, oops, that's not double spaced. Using the official headings and stuff does get a little confusing, just because you have to, it doesn't maintain your formatting that you set up if you've got it double spaced, but we'll be okay. All right, so let's say this is the end of my report, and I'm going to have, of course, my references page as well. I would have already typed the references page, so I'm just going to insert a place for it. And this is going to be, I'm actually going to treat this as a heading, even though that's going to throw the formatting off a little bit, because I want to show you what that does when you create a table of contents. So let's say we have our bibliography. Okay, so there's my bibliography, my very brilliant bibliography. I'm going to see if it will let me do this and still keep it as a heading. It is. So I'm going to do that. But it is still coded as a heading, and that's going to be important for when we do our table of contents. So this is what I wanted to show you. We're going to go down one, and we're going to insert, and we're going to insert I think, it may be under references. Yep. Under references, you want to choose table of contents, and the formatting doesn't really matter that much. I'm just going to pick the first one because it's easier. And then we're going to then right here insert another page break so that it is on its own page. So this is what happens when you create a table of contents when you've used all of the proper formatting and setup for your headings and subheadings. Notice they appear on the page with the page numbers, so you don't have to manually create it. It's a very cool thing, and because we made references a heading, it does also list where your references page is. So I just wanted to show you guys that. I will save this weird little document and attach it with the announcement this week. So if you wanted to play around with it and already have something started, you are certainly welcome to do that. If you have any questions about it, let me know. And I am looking forward to your drafts this week. So everybody take care, have a great week, and I'll see you again next week.